we just watched a theatre play about sexual harassment.
We're going to watch tonight a play developed and performed by students from the UVA, the University of Salzburg and the University of ELTE from Budapest.
In which the audience could also intervene in situations and maybe tell and play out how they would act differently. And we did this because they're also like policymakers, so they can take what they learned and make some commitment to us, and we can all learn and improve and stop sexual harassment better.
The purpose is actually to, in a playful way, to find solutions for deeply rooted problems that concern gender equality and backlash against gender equality that students are worried about, that affect students in their daily lives. So the students at each of their universities, they followed theater workshops and they could come up with a gender equality related theme, and they all picked sexual harassment and gender-based violence.
As students, we came together, and one of the tasks that we were given was to identify societal issues. The one thing that was very clear was sexual harassment and gender-based violence.
I think that the most important message regarding gender inequality and gender-based violence is that we need to talk about it. It needs to be a discussion. It shouldn't be a taboo or something that we think, oh, it happens, but we can't really do anything about it. No, you can do something about it.
I have been into multiple situations similar to what we have witnessed in the stage, and these kind of things are things that people, especially if you're coming from a background where you're not really able to talk about and voice out things like this. So I think that was something, that was one of the reasons why I'm here, because I just thought it was my thing that I should be doing this.
I studied at Groningen University, and there was the first case of sexual harassment ever.
Sexual harassment policies within universities are extremely important because it's a live issue. It has been so for many, many years, also when I was a student, and it still is a problem in so many different contexts for so many different students. So it is really important to continuously reflect on the policies in place, to think about like what are best practices, what is maybe in place on paper but doesn't work in practice, and to make sure that all students, wherever they come from, wherever they study in Europe, that they do not have to deal with gender-based violence and sexual harassment. Well, backlash against gender equality and feminism, it's omnipresent. It's getting bigger and bigger. So this affects many of us who study and do research about gender equality, and those issues are the core of our democracy. Equality is central to our democracies, and that's why it's really important, and that's also why it affects us all in our daily life.
It's happening everywhere. Gender harassment, unequal kind of dynamics, right? It happens everywhere, not only at universities, but at universities, well, at least we can try to do something about it.
There came very concrete policies out of it. At the end, we had like 3 big policies with a lot of new ideas, new proposals, and I think all of the policymakers that were on stage also committed to implementing some of the proposals that came from the audience, that came from the interventions. So we will see, we will follow up with them in 6 weeks. We will call these policymakers and see if they really followed up on their commitments, and see that we really brought the change that we also tried to implement with this evening.
There will be a dedicated policy group present today, and the recommendations that come out of the play and the discussion afterwards, because the theater method is very interactive, they will receive those recommendations.
I think they asked me to be witness of what is happening here, and I'm gonna ask my colleagues to be witness of the policy recommendations they did, the students to the organization, so we can all learn of that. And I also gonna tell the Center of Safety and Care that this initiative was, and that we are all aware that there is a lot of there are numbers of people who have to deal with this themselves, and we really need a cultural change.
I was asked to be here as some sort of policy advisor, and actually I am in a little bit. I have the possibility to influence policy here at UvA. So that was also my role here at Stage, to listen to the proposals by the audience and to react to them and to see what is feasible and what we actually can do about them. You have to read them all and see what is already there and what can be improved. I think that's really a commitment I can also make, that we go through all of them, see what we already have and what we can improve.
And I hope that this stimulates the students and also the audience to use their voice, because we all have political voices, and in times like these we have to use them in very creative and multiple ways. So the Theater of the Oppressed, Vienna, the organization facilitating the creative theater process, they will write, in the context of the Pushbacklash project, a report, and we will also use our website pushbacklash.eu to disseminate other results.